everybody, I know it's been a hot minute, but I gotta say, taking a break and coming back, it's really hard to get back into it. I actually did film a couple of things that I actually hated, so I am just going to do this today. I bought a bunch of new makeup at Target recently and figured it was a great excuse to film a video. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll have a little chit chat, a little catch up, and some makeup. So I'm gonna start with this CoverGirl Clean Fresh makeup. This is in the shade Light. Looks a little dark in the tube, but hopefully, well, it looks pretty good. It's kind of pink. But anyway, I hope everybody had a lovely holiday. It was nice to take a break. I took some time off. That was really nice. I was dealing with some maskne. I posted about it on my Instagram if you guys want to check it out. I'll leave that below. But I got some great suggestions and I got some new masks, so thank you to everybody who put up with me whining about it on Instagram. So this foundation is really sheer. Doesn't have a ton of coverage, but that is okay. I have a couple new concealers that I wanted to try out. I also have an under eye corrector that I'm trying out by Essence called High Beauty. Oh, under eye brightening concealer. Apparently it has like a marijuana leaf on it. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this underneath the eye. I have tried this one time just to kind of see what the formulation was like. It's super thin, which is great because it'll layer nicely. I don't have to worry about it getting super cakey. I had to grab my concealer from the bathroom. I got the Ordinary concealer and I got the foundation as well, which I've used. I tried it a long time ago on my channel. It's a super throwback of a video. It's from like 2018 or something. I had bangs. And I do like the foundation, so I know that. But the concealer is new, so we'll see if we like her. But that just automatically kind of brightened up my eye area. Already so much better. If you didn't want to put concealer on, it doesn't look like you really have to. I'm gonna put some on because I also need to put some like on my nose and a little bit on my chin. Because like I said, that foundation didn't really cover a whole hell of a lot. And I need a little bit more coverage. So this is in the shade, I don't know what shade it is. Oh, 1.2N. So it's like a neutral light. It's super white. Oh boy. All right, well, I can't use that on the rest of my face because I think that'll be too light. I also have this Milani Conceal and Perfect concealer, which I do really like. I've used this a little bit here and there, so I'm gonna pop that onto the areas I want a little bit more coverage. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute because it will increase the coverage, and that is never a bad thing. So I'm gonna use a new palette today that I've used a little bit. I did film with it and then I hated what I did, but it's the Persona Cosmetics Identity 2 Volume 2 palette. I like it, not as much as the first one. There's a lot of fallout. I don't like the formulation as much, but the colors are super pretty, so we're gonna play with that today. So now that I've let the concealer sit, I'm just going to buff it in with my sponge. I typically go for a sponge first, but I think this one benefits from a brush first. And then I'll use my sponge to kind of buff it in. Maybe it doesn't need to sit to get better coverage. I think it just automatically would be pretty good. It looks a little makeup-y and dry. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's okay. I'll have to play with it a little bit more. Oh, sorry, I have like a little fuzzy on my nose. I'm going to use this powder. This is CoverGirl Clean Fresh in Translucent. The Taylor on YouTube, or Taylor Wynn now, she raves about this. So figured I'd give this a shot as well. She uses it under her eye. She says typically translucent powders kind of do her dirty under her eye, but she likes this one, so figured I'd give it a shot. Oh yeah, my skin looks really smooth. It's definitely a nice powder. I feel like I have lost coverage though underneath my eye. My under eye does not look very good. I'm not super stoked on that concealer. To add some coverage back to that area, I'm gonna use my bareMinderals concealer. I hope this helps to really like cover up my under eye because right now it's not looking too hot. And I'm back on the having trouble sleeping train, which is super fun. I've been waking up a lot in the middle of the night, even when I take my sleepy gummies, so don't know what that's about. So I need coverage. Yeah, that definitely helped big time. Save the day. Thank you, bareMinderals. The brows are nothing special, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do those off camera. Just gonna use my Sephora pencil and the Essence Make Me Brow. I haven't used this in a while. I was using the e.l.f. for a bit there, but I went back to this one. Can't go wrong with it, so I'll see you in a second. All right, brows are on. She's looking dark and fierce. We have to finish the rest of the face, so this looks less terrifying. So here is the Persona palette. It is quite beautiful. I have used the blue all over the lid. I'll insert a picture here so you can see what that looks like. It was stunning. It was definitely more of a grungy look. I think I wanna play with a couple colors, so let's just start right away with the shade Kind. It's kind of like a bone color. It's the closest to my skin tone, so this will add a little bit of shadow to the lid so it's easier to blend on top, but also it'll cover up some of the coloring that I have on my eyes. I have some veins and stuff, real cute. There's only one sort of like mid-range shade that's good for the crease, so I'm gonna start with Loyal. So not to jump ahead, but I'm gonna be using this lip color later. It's like sort of like a rusty color. So I think we'll go in with that super bright yellow shade. I don't know, why not? Take that on the finger, pop it on the eye. Wow. This looks like straight up melted gold, yellow gold. A true yellow gold, wow. I was not expecting to like that as much as I do. Wow, that is beautiful. I want to deepen the outer crease a little bit. I'm going to take the shade called Passionate. It's like sort of a rusty reddish brown. I think that might look nice. Oh yeah, we've got some like sunset vibes happening now. I think this will tie in really nicely with the lip color. I've noticed that this eyeshadow palette has more fallout than the first one, and more fallout than I typically get on my palette, so that is not ideal, but we powdered, so it should be easy enough to flick it away. I'm just gonna use my powder brush I used earlier. Just hit underneath. Here's the question. Do we just take that reddish brown underneath the eye, or do we go purple and play with more colors in this palette? I think we go with purple. I got the Persona Cosmetics Plum eyeshadow eyeliner, so I'm gonna put that in the waterline and smudge it a little bit on the lash line. Now that that liner is on, I'm gonna take the shade Empowered. It's more of like a reddish purple. This is definitely more of like a deep true purple, but it has some flecks of glitter in it that I don't super love, so I'm going to take this and run it along the lower lash line. To tie this together, I'm actually gonna take a little bit of that purpley color called Empowered and put it on the outer corner. That was the move. Purple and yellow are they complementary colors? I'm not very good at my color theory, but I think they're on the opposite sides of the color wheel, meaning they work really well together. Wow, I'm shocked by how much I like this. Ooh, you're kind of far away. Here, let me show you. This is what we're working with. Okay, I'm going to take that brown again, just a little bit of it, and mix it with Kind, and just smudge underneath the purple pink color, just to tie everything together, make sure everything's nice and smudgy blended. I'm going to hit my face with a little setting spray. I feel like we're looking a little dry. Alrighty, so for highlighter, I'm going to take Laguna by Persona Cosmetics. I got a lot of their stuff for Christmas, which was wonderful. I'm gonna use this inside the eye in the inner corner. Oh, you know what, I need a new brush. That has some blue on it. Don't wanna do that. I could definitely get away with the gold, I think, here too. Yeah, maybe I'll grab the gold. So this is Persona in Zuma, this highlighter. You guys have seen this before. This is definitely more like the champagne color. That one's more like icy, and a little bit better for like super pale skin, but seeing as we have this like really intense gold look, I think this might be a little bit nicer. Yeah, that's the ticket. I'm also gonna grab a brush and pop this onto the top of the cheekbones. This powder is so soft, but not in like a super ideal way, because it breaks kind of easily. Like if you tap it around at all, it's pretty fussy, but it is extremely beautiful. I feel like it melts into the skin really well. So top of the cheekbones, I'm gonna go in between the eyes here, which is one of my favorite places. A little on the tip of the nares. Not my favorite spot, but you know what? If we're highlighting, we might as well. I wanna use this blush that I just got. I worry it might be a little bit too much, so we'll see how it goes. This is an e.l.f. blush. I don't know what it's called, blushing, I think. So I just bought this, so I'm going to kind of swirl it, tap it. A lot of stuff just came off there, but this is supposed to be sort of like a glowy blush, which might be nice. Oh yeah, if you use a light hand. I just don't want to like get too clownish. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Keeping this more towards the back so it's more of a lifted look. For mascara, I'm using a new one. This is CoverGirl Lash Blast Clean. I got the shade Very Black. Look how pretty this packaging is. Not that this super matters, but I love this minty, soft touchscreen packaging. Very thick, fat wand, so hopefully it won't make too much of a mess. All right, thoughts on this mascara? Very beautiful. I feel like it does a good job of grabbing every single lash. I feel like it didn't make them really clumpy. It sort of separated them. There was a lot of product on the wand itself, so I think when I use it in the future, I'll kind of scrape it a little bit. But overall, I like it. I think it's really nice. I found this because of TikTok. My fiance and I spend way too much time on TikTok, sending each other TikToks. It's outrageous, the things that are on there, but I love it. And one of the things that's floating around was this lipstick, whatever you want to call it. This is Shine Loud Life Goals NYX lip color. So on one side you have the lip color and the other side you have a gloss. There are other brands who do these, I think a little bit better. I like the applicator on this, but Rimmel has one that is wonderful and is like impossible to remove. And Maybelline has a really nice one. This is cruelty free, so that's why I picked it up. But basically what you do is you apply the color, you let it dry, and then you put the gloss over top. The cool thing about it is I don't think there's ever been like a glossy formulation of this type of like really intensely pigmented and like hardcore lip paint. So once you put it on, it's not gonna go anywhere, so you have to be careful when you apply it. I also bought it in a red color that was really beautiful. I'll post a picture of that too. Tried that with another look that I ended up hating, so I didn't post it, but I love the applicator on this. It applies the color really nicely. I scrape it off a little bit just so I have some more control, but I like to use the tip to sort of line the lip, but I'm a huge fan. It's really bendy too, so it's easy to use. So I'm gonna shut up and apply this Wish Me Luck. This does not layer well in my experience, so once it's on, it's on. So just letting it dry. All right, I am not going to press my lips together because I don't want to disturb the color, that it feels dry enough. So now I'm gonna take the other side, the gloss. It is beautiful. I meant to tell you, this color is called, what the hell is this color called? I think it's the shade Life Goals. I'll leave it down below. All right, she is on, she is glossy. So now that this is on, it's not going anywhere. Nothing came off. It's amazing. So I actually have another Persona cosmetics palette. I had mentioned wanting it, and my fiance and I actually both ordered it for me at the same time. So I'll be doing a little bit of a giveaway. So if you want to enter, leave a comment down below, including your Instagram handle so I can DM you. I would like you to answer the question of, what are you most looking forward to this year? Fingers crossed we will all have access to the vaccine and we can get back to some semblance of normalcy. I am keeping my fingers crossed for my wedding in October. We'll see if that happens. But yeah, I'm so glad to be back and making videos for you guys. I have a lot of fun stuff planned. Let me know if there's anything you want to see, and I'll catch you in the next one.